And welcome back to What If, the week of What If. And today's week of What If suggestion comes to us from King Ghidorah, who asked the question, what if the gods of destruction were in the Tournament of Power? Now, in the manga, there's actually a very specific reason the gods of destruction are not in the Tournament of Power, is that they had their own little, and this is kind of where this image comes from, little preliminary god tournament, god of destruction arc prior. And the Zenos basically said they were moving so fast they just couldn't see anything. So they decided the gods would be exempt from the tournament. But the question now becomes, what if the gods were in the tournament or allowed to be in the tournament? Well, first off, if we're going by the manga, the two gods that were left standing were Beerus and the little rat who I can't for the life of me remember his name. They're all named after alcohol. Jin is the reptilian one. Belmod is the clown. Champa is his brother. Champagne. Whis is whiskey. They're all the angels and the gods are all named after booze. So it's a lot to remember. Is he the one named after Mojito? Is that it? I want to say he's the one named after Mojito, like a mojito. But yeah, they were the only two left standing. Now, that's in the manga. And to be fair, that doesn't inherently mean that those two are the strongest gods of destruction. It's a good implication that Beerus is among the strongest gods, though, as everyone was gunning for him. But the fact is that with so many gods of destruction kind of fighting it out in one place, you're going to get a lot of casualties of war, let's call it. You're going to get a lot of people getting hit who normally wouldn't be hit, so forth and so on kind of scenarios. But yeah, the implication might be that they're among the top gods. Beerus clearly is among the top gods, even among the gods of destruction, despite the fact he's not one of the lowest ranked universes. He is still seems to be respected power wise among the gods, even though I want to say it's Mojito, even though Mojito does not respect him per se. But how do we work with a god of destruction in the Tournament of Power? Because you're still going to run into the same issue you had prior, with the gods moving so fast. They're going to be systematically taking people out left and right, and therefore the tournament's going to end very quick. Well, there's nothing you can do about that. However, you did have other individuals in the Tournament of Power who could rival gods of destruction. Jiren is said to be stronger than Belmod. He's stronger than him. Now, is he stronger than Beerus? That's not 100% the case, because no gods are created equally. But Jiren's stronger than his god of destruction. Toppo had god of destruction level abilities. Obviously, Frieza could also rival a god of destruction. At least Syndra, he was able to rival. Goku, Vegeta, obviously, their hit had levels of power close to a god of destruction. Kale and Caulifla, or Kefla, I should say, was around roughly a god of destruction. Anyone else I can think of real quick here? Annie Raza, they were able to get to Annie Raza, was definitely on par with a god of destruction. Dispo certainly had the speed, but not the power. So there are certainly individuals from a lot of the universes that can keep up with gods of destruction. Not as strong, but can keep up. But the next big question just comes to, who gets replaced on each team for the gods of destruction in the tournament? Beerus would almost certainly replace Frieza because they were short. Because Boo, he would replace Frieza. That'd basically be it. They were down one until, they got Frieza. But with that, they wouldn't need Frieza. So Frieza, right out of the gate, is replaced. Champa, who on Champa's team would be replaced? I wonder. You got 3 Saiyans, you got 2 Namekians, you got Magerta Botamo. You know what? I would probably say it's Botamo. That's who I would guess is out of the team. Honestly, just take out one of the Pride Troopers. That's all you have to do. The weakest of the Pride Troopers, take them out. Let's see. The Rat had the sneaky ones. Would he go with the invisible enemy, or? I would say the girl who could make the weapons out of energy. I think that's the one who gets taken out for the Rat. Then any one of the fighters who didn't make up Annie Raza would also get taken out for the little devil in the machine. And then, Team Universe 2's. Not the Rebrians or those three. And then not the other two. Who would I say gets knocked off of that team? Not 100% sure who I'd knock off of that team. But regardless, she would be in the fight as well. Oh, and Syndra probably, I don't know, the Bat guy from Universe 9. Syndra would be thrown in there as well. Am I missing anyone? I think I got everyone. Yeah, I think I got everyone. So, right out the gate, the Gods of Destruction, actually, their main goals initially are probably going to be to try to clear out a lot of the small fry. That way, the tournament's going to go faster, they're going to have more time in their hands, and they're just going to be knocking out some universes a lot quicker. The catch-22 on that is the respective Gods of Destruction would try to stop the other Gods of Destruction. And I have no doubt that Mahito would try to go after Beerus. But if we're going just clean 1-to-1 fighting Beerus, I think Beerus probably still going to edge him out. There's no, it's implied that he's, Beerus we know lost an arm wrestling contest to him, but that doesn't mean anything for strength per se. That just means he lost an arm wrestling contest. So he won in strength, or he won by augmenting himself a certain degree. But yeah, that's not an actual, that doesn't mean he's stronger. It really doesn't. Regardless, a lot of the gods will end up duking it out with each other after. Oh, the elephant! I forgot the elephant. So he would also be there as well. And he has an ability to paralyze people with his scream, which is impressive to say the least. Now that being said, when you have Gods of Destruction in the tournament, this is gonna make Jiren is a lot more of a player here, because Jiren was really only there to deal with a couple key players. He was there to deal with Goku specifically. That weird viscous material, like almost living liquid guy. He personally dealt with it. He dealt with Kale when she was rampaging. So there was only a couple, there was only a couple he really had to deal with. With Gods of Destruction in the mix, he now actually has to put a lot more effort in. But, like with before, I think Belmont says, hold off until you really need to, okay? Meanwhile, Goku is probably having a ball actually trying to fight certain Gods of Destruction. And he's probably, let's be honest, Goku probably does succeed other Gods of Destruction in terms of strength. He doesn't succeed Beerus. We know he's not stronger than Beerus. But others, again, Syndra, the one from Universe 9, I guarantee you he could beat that one. I guarantee you he'd beat that God of Destruction. He's kind of shown to be the weakest of the Gods of Destruction, if we're being honest. So, as the fight would go down, as it would keep going, and more people get eliminated, and certain universes would get knocked out. Mind you, universes couldn't get knocked out until all their fighters are gone. So that means Gods of Destruction would have to be losing their ground. And like I said, Universe 9 is still probably the first to go. Its God of Destruction seemed to be the weakest. I think you would see the emergence of the stronger fighters come out. Kefla, Annie Raza might just immediately just come to the fray, and Jiren maybe has to deal with it. I think you'd see a lot more shenanigans happening in this tournament. Absolutely. And I think you would actually see Beerus square up with Jiren afterward, because or Goku face Jiren and then Beerus face Belmont. And yeah, I think what happens is Belmont would go down to Beerus, but Goku almost gets thrown down by Jiren until he activates the Spirit Bomb. I still think he activates Ultra Instinct, but Beerus then tries to capitalize and take on Jiren while he's being attacked. As soon as Goku goes down, Beerus comes in and just goes toe-to-toe with Jiren, and at that point, it's no holds barred, because Jiren can't hold back against the God of Destruction. Even weak Gods of Destruction, he still can't hold back against. Even Belmont, who by all accounts he is stronger than, at least that's the confirmed theory anyway, and confirmed by the comments. He still would probably have to put effort in. Just because you're stronger than someone doesn't mean you don't put effort in. I mean, look at Goku. He wasn't trying that hard with Goku, but Goku was the first person he actually had to put some legitimate effort into. So there you go. And Goku still managed to tag him once or twice, nearly almost hit him with a Kamehameha, which he had to abruptly dodge. Like he had a look in his eyes, like, oh shit, like he had that look in his face. So Beerus and even Hit are teaming up against Jiren, who at that point is kind of superseding a lot of the gods in strength. Like I still think Beerus is stronger than Jiren, but I don't think many of the other gods are. Or they're just barely stronger, or they're barely weaker than him. But a lot of the gods start to go down faster as like Hit is like taking Hit. I think maybe focuses specifically on the gods and just do. I could even see a reverse scenario here, like with Vegeta, Frieza, and Goku, where Champa and Beerus team up together to take out Jiren, because they see him as the biggest threat. At that point, then maybe Annie Roz is still running around. They take him down. You would really only see a couple of the universes left. The Pride Troopers are now hobbled. You only got a couple of the Gods of Destruction left at this point. I could see Mahito, again, I think that's the rat, being one of them that's still around, being a very conniving little SOB. And maybe Hela is still around. And that's when you essentially get Goku accessing Ultra Instinct one more time, going completely, perfect Ultra Instinct, beating both the remaining gods, beating the remaining teams. And then it just comes down to the finale of the Tournament of Power, where you find out who the winner is. I would be guessing it's probably 17 again through, shenanigans, or Gohan maybe. And then they wish the universes back. Ultimately, now that being said, there is a big catch to the gods being allowed in the tournament. If the Omni Kings are bored and they can't see anything, then they might just say, well, this isn't fun anymore. Let's just get rid of the universes. And they might just do that. I think, though, there's enough going on that they should be able to watch. Because if someone like Jiren, who is stronger than at least his God of Destruction, can still be moving at a speed that they're keeping up with, then, yeah, I don't see any real issue with it. Regardless, though, that's my thoughts if the Gods of Destruction were in the Tournament of Power. It wouldn't have honestly, the impact would be different, but wouldn't, I think, change the overall result. This comes from the fact that Beerus is depicted as one of the strongest Gods of Destruction as it is, and several of the Gods of Destruction aren't even going to be in the tournament anyway. So, that's my thoughts, though. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.